welcome back.
In today's video, we're going to be filming our second quarterly wrap-up.
We're going to go through April, May, and June.
As we're filming this, June isn't completely over, but we're right there.
Yeah, it's like the last week of June, so I don't know how many more books we're going to read. We're going to go through every book that we read, what we rated them, if we have any thoughts.
My first book of April that I read was Project Hail Mary. I gave this book 5 stars. I listened to it. It was very, very good. Have you read it yet?
No.
Oh. Did you see the movie?
Mm-mm.
I was a little bit disappointed with the movie. I think the movie was good as a movie, but not in relation to the book.
So, like, not a good adaptation?
Yeah. Good movie, not good adaptation. Yeah.
That sucks.
Those are kind of all my thoughts. It was really funny, and even though it was nerdy, it was like good nerdy, I guess. If you don't know, Project Hail Mary is about a middle school science teacher who gets pulled in. Oh, because he wrote a paper. He used to be a scientist. Wrote a paper that was basically saying like life doesn't necessarily have to have water to survive. He was a very small minority of people that believed that. Like a lot of people believe that no matter what species, they have to have water to survive. And it was very disregarded in the community, and like he got a lot of hate for that paper. So he left the science community, became a middle school teacher. And then this random, I think she's Russian or something, person comes and finds him, and she's like, I really liked your paper. You're gonna come work with me on this secret thing that could potentially kill the world. And
kill the world?
Yeah, the astrophage.
Oh.
The whole reason he goes to space. So he discovers this, he names it astrophage, and then he goes to outer space to solve the world's crisis. And then, yeah, I think that's the best premise I can give you. It's really good.
My first book of April is The Honeymoon Phase by Amy Dawes. This is the 3rd book in the Mountain Men series. It is fake marriage.
Good trope.
Fake marriage. It's pretty good. He works with his brothers. They build houses, I think. Her dad is the owner of the lumber yard, but she wants to take over the business because he's moving with his fiance somewhere else. And in order to do that, she has to be married. So they get married. I rated this one 3.25 stars. I think I said that in the beginning. I don't think I did, but 3.25 stars.
My next book of April is Where It All Began by Lucy Score. I gave this book 2.5 stars. It is the last book, but the prequel, last published, but the prequel to the Blue Moon series. I haven't read the series. I only read this one. It was the mom and the dad, right?
The mom and the stepdad.
About how they get together. It was cute and quick. Very, I don't know, just kind of lame. Like it was very much just what you said this about another book, an extended epilogue. Like it was just,
yeah.
Like it just kind of was there. I don't know. There was no real storyline. Phoebe needed a degree, and therefore she had to work on a farm for some reason, like an independent study or a paper or something. And John thought that she was a man, so he agreed to it. And then when he found out she was a woman, he was like, and that's basically the whole plot. So
next in April, I read Daddy Issues by Kate Goldbeck. I rated this one 3.5 stars. I really thought the FMC was really funny. I think her name's Sam. Yeah, Sam. And I don't even remember his name. It's not on the back. But I thought Sam was really funny, and she obviously has daddy issues. She's going through a lot. She's unemployed. She is trying to figure out daddy issues.
Oh, girl, it sounded like you said diet issues. I said, what do you mean obviously? I didn't know that.
She obviously has daddy issues. And she's like in a weird part in her life. She's in her 20s. She lost her job because of COVID, or she was in school during COVID and then she graduated and she doesn't really know what she wants to do. So she's trying to figure out what she wants to do. And then this hot single dad is her neighbor, and she lives in like her mom's office, and yeah, she figures out what she wants to do.
My next 3 reads for April, because they're all a series, is the Divergent series, Divergent, Insurgent, and Allegiant. I audiobooked these also, I believe, and I ate them up. I gave Divergent 4 stars, Insurgent 4 stars, and Allegiant 3.5 stars. I did also watch the movies. Divergent and Insurgent, I was like, oh my god, eating it up. I love 4 and what's her name? Tris and 4's love story is so cute, and it's like perfectly YA, but also like satisfying. Like the tension is perfectly there, and I really like the concept of like the different factions. I don't know, it was just the perfect little YA dystopian series. Allegiant did definitely make me sad. So I'm sorry. What the hell was that? Like, obviously it was still good. I gave it 3.5. That's not that bad. But I'm just gonna give like a quick overview of like basically the first book. Tris is a young gal, upper middle school, maybe high school-ish age, right?
Yeah.
Oh, they have to choose their faction. They're coming up on faction choosing day, whatever that's called, I forget. And she can either choose to stay in her faction, which is honesty or kindness or something like that. I don't know the actual name. And she's like, but I don't really think I fit in here, maybe, potentially. And so she's like contemplating the idea of choosing Divergent. Crazy, that's the name of the book. And yeah, we're just following Tris and her inner monologue and why she thinks she should choose Divergent, why she ends up choosing Divergent, and blah blah blah. Basically everything's not as it seems. And Allegiant, I appreciated the book more than the movie, for sure. I liked the movie more for Divergent. Kind of the same for Insurgent, and then Allegiant, I liked the book more than the movie. I think those are all my thoughts. I don't really fully, I read them too quickly. I don't remember everything that happened. I finished Insurgent in a day, so I really don't remember what happened in that. Cheers.
Both of our last book of April is Crescent City, House of Earth and Blood. I rated this 4 stars.
I gave it 4.5 stars.
It is about Bryce, who is half human, half fae, and she lives in this world. It's almost like, what's that called? Like modern fantasy, where they still have phones and everything, but they're very much urban. It's urban fantasy, where they like have cell phones, modern technology, but they're still like different beings.
You guys told me that. I was like nervous for it, but it just felt like another fantasy novel. I don't know, it didn't.
I feel like that also scared me off from reading it for a while, because I was like, I've never read anything like that, and that kind of makes me nervous.
But it really wasn't.
It was, yeah,
it was just a normal fantasy book, but
yeah, it was really good.
Yeah,
really good.
I agree.
I talked a lot about this in like a Sunday Reset video.
Oh yeah, you did.
So there are these people who keep getting like murdered in like this precarious way, and we find out that there are certain types of creatures that kill them this way. And our MMC Hunt is a angel who is enslaved to the
Archangel. No.
What is his title? Governor?
Oh yeah, the mayor or something.
The mayor, the governor of the city, and he's an archangel. There was like this whole angel rebellion, and he is earning his freedom back by basically being his assassin. And he strikes his deal: if he and Bryce find whoever is behind all of these murders, his kill count will go down to 5, which is much more attainable than what it was previously. So that is the beginning basis of this book.
Definitely think you should give it a read. It's definitely a good story.
It's long, but it's good. So now we are going into all the books that we read in May. I read a lot more this month. I was in a slump. I was no longer in a slump. The beginning of May, I went on vacation, and I ended up reading a lot of books on that trip.
It's our video here.
The first book that I read was a thriller. I actually listened to this. My boyfriend gave me this as a gift for Christmas, I think. It's The Last Patient of the Night. I did not know that it is part of a series. It's part of the A.J. Docker thrillers.
Is it at least the first one?
Nope. But it's like one of those that are just like
Interconnected.
Yeah.
So, you know,
Like you could honestly just read them. However, I didn't love this one. I gave it 2 stars, mainly because listening to it, I don't know if it was the narrator or what, but our main character is a doctor who is so arrogant, mansplains everything, and you can just tell that the author is trying to show you that he's very knowledgeable about lots of things. So for that, I gave it 2 stars.
Even though I have much less than Jordan, I'm gonna really quick just fire these off because I can't really talk much about them. But Crescent City 2, House of Sky and Breath, I gave this 4 stars. This one picks up after something big happens to end House of Earth and Blood, and little does she know, little you know, that it leads into a much bigger storyline. It really diversifies into figuring out more about those creatures and how they're connected to something bigger. House of Flame and Shadow. I did give this one 3.5 stars. It is a little bit less interesting, although I don't know why everyone really kind of hated on this one. There is some characters that you see from some of Sarah J. Maas's previous storylines. I think we actually see them for the first time in Sky and Breath. I could be wrong though. And it's just kind of very random, to be honest, which I think a lot of people didn't like. I don't know. I still did like this. It was a good way to round out the story, but I think it was a little bit more random. It wasn't like, it didn't seem very planned the way that a lot of Sarah J. Maas's other novels are.
Next, I buddy read Cowboy Casual by Holly Renee with my friend Tiff. I ended up rating this one 4.25 stars. This is about Blair, who breaks off her engagement and goes back to her hometown to help her grandmother with her strawberry farm, and she runs into her high school sweetheart. It's very good, lots of laugh out loud moments, and I just really liked them together, so I rated this 4.25 stars. And then I read a bunch of books on vacation. I'm not going to go into too much depth on those because they are in a different video, but I read The Correspondence on my flight to Florida. I rated that 4 stars. I really enjoyed it. I didn't think I would, but I did. And I read Butterflies and Blindfolds. This is a novella. And it's like I never figured out what that was called, actually. A series of novellas with a bunch of different authors. It's called Love in the Air, I think. I rated that one 3 stars. It was all right. I really say, I don't know.
I actually remember your review on that, I think.
That one or the other one?
I think that one. Or didn't you say it was like, did what it needed to do?
I did say that. That was my review. And then after that, I read another book in that series called Restraints and Rebounds. I gave that one 1 star. I did not like that one at all. I started listening to Filthy Rich Fae, which I believe is a duology. I never really knew what that was about. Obviously has something to do with Fae, but it's similar to Crescent City, where it is urban fantasy and the Fae and the humans. In this one, we find out that they're 2 different worlds. I rated that one 3 stars. I have not read the second book. I don't know when I'll read that, if I'll read it. And those are all the books that I read on vacation.
My next book in April was The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides. Still don't know if that's how you say your name. I went into detail about this on my last video. Click here to watch. I did give this book 3.75 stars. I enjoyed the concept, enjoyed the way that we wrapped around. I say that a lot about this book, but it felt kind of not naive, but like I would believe you if you told me this was his debut, if that makes sense.
Okay, next We both buddy read.
It's not my next read, but I'll talk about it with you.
Okay.
That's fine.
In May, we did a buddy read of Just Friends by Haley Pham. I ended up giving this 4.5 stars.
Give it 4 stars.
I really enjoyed it. I ended up annotating it, and this is like the first time I annotated in a really long time.
I definitely think there are some annotation moments. This one's also about a Blair. Blair and Declan. Blair goes through some grief. She's back home because her aunt is ill and going through some hospice. She comes home for the summer. She has some internship set up for New York that
I think she graduated college and then she has an internship set up, and then she ends up
pushing it back to the fall. And then she'll spend her summer with her aunt Lottie, that one. And while she is home, surprise, we ran into our
high school sweetheart.
Was that what he was?
Yeah.
I was gonna say childhood best friend.
That too.
Oh,
he was both.
And yeah, I was very surprised. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, it was really good.
Can't wait to read her next one. She's already editing it. Crazy. I read Meet Me at the Lake by Carly Fortune. I gave that book 3 stars. It was a cute little romance. It didn't really, I wasn't trying to devour it. Every time I picked it up, I enjoyed it. When I was away from it, I didn't really care to pick it up. I honestly think I was kind of like slumping with that book a little bit. I don't know if it was Silent Patient or Meet Me at the Lake, but I think those two together kind of, I was slumping a little bit, and then once I pushed through, I was able to. It was cute. I like a good beach read.
I've never read that one. I only read the first one. The show Every Year After just came out.
Oh yeah, because that's the first book of the series, right? No. Every Summer After, but they named it Every Year After, yeah. I have not heard good things.
I have not heard anything, and I don't want to. I just don't want to hear any type of anything. I just want to go into it blind. So that's what I'm going to do.
All right.
Next, I read another mystery thriller. I read You Deserve to Know by Aggie Bloom Thompson. That was hard to say. I rated this one 3.5 stars. I started listening to this and then realized I owned it. So read a little bit of it, but mainly audiobooked it. It was interesting. It took me a long time to figure out who all these characters were, I will say that. Next, I read Yesteryear. I was very excited to read this. I didn't really understand where we were gonna go. I didn't know it was like a fiction thriller. I thought it was just a fiction novel about what are they called? Tradwives? Who had like a TV show about her life. And that's what I thought the book was about. I didn't know that it was a thriller. So, yeah. I gave that one 4 stars. I really enjoyed it.
That'll be my next book, but I'll talk about it shortly.
Because she read it in June.
Yeah, that's June.
And then my last book that I read in May was The Paradise Problem by Christina Lauren. I think this is maybe my second Christina Lauren. No, it's my 4th actually.
Oh.
Because I read 2 of them a long time ago. They're like on her backlist and I didn't really like them. But then I read Soulmate Equation, loved it. And now I read Paradise Problem. Really liked that one too. That one also is Fake Marriage. Yeah.
Ooh, I loved that book.
Yeah. I didn't know if I'd like it, but the male main character, female main character used to be roommates in college, got married for like the sole benefit of like
housing or something, I think. Yeah.
Like good housing. And then she thought that they like got divorced and everything, and she never read the papers and they didn't. And his family thinks that they are married and his sister's getting married, so they end up going to this island
for the wedding. Yeah, years later he's like, hey,
yeah, remember me? We're still married.
Can you do me a favor? Because my family thinks I'm married and I want them off my back.
I rated that one 3.75 stars. I really liked it.
I read that a while ago. I don't remember what I rated it.
And those are all the books that we read in May.
My first book of June was Yesteryear. I gave that 3.5 stars. I talk about that in my last video. I just didn't love. I don't know. I said I really, really liked this book up until the end because the ending just really, once I figured out that it was a thriller and kind of understood where we were going, I thought these two separate items were gonna have some crazy plot twist, and there wasn't. It just was what it was, and that was just so underwhelming for me. I don't know. So
I don't know. Do you think that what did you rate it?
3.5.
Okay. Do you think you rated it lower because it took you a long time to read it?
That also probably, yeah. It did slump me a little bit. But no, I still think, because like I was trying to guess all these like extravagant things, and I low-key kind of technically did guess the ending, just less extravagant. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. I don't know. It was good for what it was. It was good for a debut. It was her debut novel. So, she really good voice in her story. Like, the FMC, Natalie, is supposed to be like kind of narcissistic, and like she was so narcissistic that I like couldn't. That's why it was slow for me, because I was like, oh my god, I can't read this girl anymore. But that just goes to show that she did a good job writing her. So.
Yeah, I listened to most of it. No, I listened to the whole thing actually, and like read like a movie. Like I can picture how good of a movie it would be.
I wonder if I would have liked it more if I listened.
Who knows? My first book in June is This Book Made Me Think of You, and I think this is by Libby Page. I read this on my Kindle. It's about a widow who gets a call from a random bookstore one day. Her husband passed, I think a couple months prior to that, and they say, hey, your husband ordered a package for you. And she's like, that's not possible. She goes there and she finds out that he has gifted her a year of books. So he arranged with the store owner that she'll come in every month and get a new book, and she can't get the books early. She can't pick up the next month book until it's the next month, and it just helps her find herself again. I had higher hopes for it. I thought it was going to be so good. I rated it 3.75 stars. I just thought it had more potential, but I still enjoyed it.
That stinks. I hate when that happens. My next book of June was Golden Girl by Ellen Hildebrand. It was my very first Ellen Hildebrand book, and I really liked this. I gave it 5 stars. I was not expecting. So, funny story, it was between this and another book when I was starting them. I forget. Summer Romance by Annabelle Monaghan, and turns out I already read that book, so I switched and I grabbed this one thinking that it was going to be a cutesy little romance novel, a little beach read. Little did I know it's kind of not fantasy but like fantastical elements to it, and it's about grief and it's about this woman's kids. I don't even know,
what is that called, like idyllic realism? No, I don't know what that's called.
Well, no, so Vivian goes out for a run, gets killed, and her, do you know what it's about?
I know like the premise of it.
Oh, I didn't. I went in very blind. Vivian is viewing her kids from the great beyond, and well, I don't know that they call it the great beyond. The new book that I'm reading does, sorry. She's looking down on them, and like she has until Labor Day to watch them or something like that, and it's just showing how her kids are managing with grief and how Vivian left her mark on the world because she was an author of a lot of books, and how her ex-husband's his mistress and all these things. It's just about a bunch of different people, and I really liked it. I don't know, I thought it was good.
That's kind of her style of writing, and
yeah.
I love it.
I do.
Speaking of that, I also read an Ellen Hildebrand book, Here's to Us. I actually started this on vacation in May. It took me a while to get through this, not because it was boring, not because I didn't like it, just I was in the mood for it when I was in the mood for it, and when I wasn't, I wasn't.
That's fair.
Yeah. This one is about 3 wives, not like Mormon wives vibes, but like first, second, third wives to Deacon Thorpe. He passes away and he leaves all 3 of them their summer home in Nantucket. It is about to be repossessed because he's missed multiple mortgages on it. Unless they can save it, it's gone. We find out a lot about their marriages, their relationship with each other, with Deacon, and their grief as well. I enjoyed it. I gave it 3 stars. It was pretty good.
Sam's mom just picked that up and we were reading outside and she goes, everyone in this book is eating and now I'm hungry.
He's a chef.
Oh, that makes sense. My next book for June is Dune. I audiobooked this. It took forever. 21 hours of an audiobook is insane. Still haven't watched the movie. Going to do that soon. This book is also in my most recent video. I gave it 3 stars. I say it in my video, I say it again. I was confused. Okay? Very confused. But I still enjoyed it somehow. Don't really know how, because I actually have no idea what happened. So, there's that.
I've never read it. All I know is you're gonna love the movie. That's all I know.
I need you to read it now.
Yeah, I'm gonna need to read it.
Oh, found out. You know how I took Jordan's paperback, which is why we don't have it right now because it's at my mom's house. And I thought that I was going to look at it for the like bigger words or whatever, and I just never ended up picking it up. Finished it, and I was holding it up for my last video, found out there's a glossary in the back. That would have been helpful.
Lovely. I have 2 more books that I have finished in June. They're both part of the Vampire Academy. I can't remember the author's name. I just remember seeing this series way long time ago when I started reading. It's a long series about a vampire academy, and there are vampires and bad vampires. They have like different names. I can't remember them at this moment. And then we have like guardians, and the guardians and the good vampires go to school together until like they're old enough to like graduate, and then they go on about their lives. And there's like a royal aspect of the royal vampire families as well. First book is just called The Vampire Academy. I rated that 3 stars. We're following 2 main characters, 2 friends. One is a vampire she's like a vampire princess who is the sole survivor of her family. Her family got in an accident when she was younger. And her best friend, who is one of the guardians, was also in the accident, and she was the only one that actually survived. I say she's the sole survivor of her family, not of the accident. But then the friend was actually in the accident and was the sole survivor. They are kind of just navigating. In the beginning of the book, we find out that they ran away from school and they were basically caught and brought back to school because the bad vampires are out there in the world or whatever, and they're still humans. So it's like a human world and vampires. It's very interesting. It gave me the vibes of a mix between Legendborn, which is YA, this is YA, which is like a King Arthur retelling YA, which is also like these kids are descendants of the people in King Arthur, and then there's still humans in the world, as well as Bloodwing Academy. So it's kind of like
about it, I was like, wait, I want to read the 3rd book now.
Yeah, it's like a mix of those 2, and I enjoyed it. And then I went and read the 2nd book, which is called Frostbite. I rated that one 3 stars as well. I'm waiting on the 3rd book to become available on Libby so I can just keep reading the series. So yeah.
Next, I have 2 books that I'm currently reading, so I don't have a rating for them. But one of them is our book club book, and our book club is this Saturday, so I know that I'll finish it before this Sunday. So I know that I'll finish it before June is over. And then the second book I'm listening to, I just started it this afternoon, but like it's only 11 hours, and I
it's really
also
short.
really want to finish it before June, so I think I'm going to, especially because I work the next 3 days, so like I'm gonna audiobook the crap out of it. First up is Pack Up the Moon by Kristen Higgins. You haven't started it yet, right?
No, I haven't started it yet.
It's about Joshua and Lauren, and Lauren is diagnosed / early on in the book passes from IPF, idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis, and basically it's a disease that your lung tissue becomes fibrous scar tissue for whatever reason every time that you get ill, or like just throughout life, and
it probably just slowly kills you, huh?
Yeah, basically death by you can't breathe anymore. And it's a terminal illness. 3 to 5 years are usually given once you get diagnosed with this. We're mainly focusing on him and his grief process, because ironically, just like the book you were just talking about, Lauren wrote him letters, 1 letter every month for a whole year. And in each letter she gives him like a to-do list task. Like I think the very, very first one is to nope, I thought of literally every single one except for the very first one. Hold on. Oh, the very, very first one is like go to the grocery store. She's like, because he's autistic or has Asperger's or something, they just say that he's neurodivergent and name those, but they don't give him like a specific prognosis. She's like, I know that before we were together you like really wouldn't focus on eating, and you would forget to eat, basically. So she's saying, go to the grocery store. I know your fridge is trash right now, and I know you're not even thinking about eating because you're grieving, so go to the grocery store. And yeah, so it's following all that. We get letters from Lauren to her dad, who her dad has also passed away, and it's like back when Lauren was alive, and she's explaining how she's going through this terminal illness and coming to terms with it and being okay with it. And yeah, so far it's a very beautiful novel.
Is it all written in letters?
No.
God. I don't know how many more books this year I can read like that.
We're making our way through.
Cool. I'm currently reading the 4th book in the Boys of Tommen series, Redeeming Six. A year ago, I finished Saving Six. Took me a year to circle back around. Not because it was bad, just because it's a lot of heavy topics in this series, and I feel like where we're at in the 3rd and 4th book, we're recapping a lot of things that happened in the first 2 books, and that was kind of hard for me to read, so I needed a break. But I am listening to this and kind of reading here and there, but I love listening to the audiobooks for this series because you get all their accents and it's just great. I'm eating it up. I won't probably finish this, but just wanted an honorable mention because it's like 31 hours. The audiobooks are so long.
Worse than Dune.
Yeah, when you said that, I was like, the Boys of Tommen books are long.
My book that I started today that I think I'm going to finish, because it is a short read, Tom Lake by Ann Patchett. Didn't know what this was about. Honestly, I saw it on, so my most recent video was the Goodreads bookmarks, and I noticed on my Goodreads challenge that I'm a couple books behind. So I was like, oh my gosh, I need an audiobook. Quick, resurrect me. Let's get this challenge back moving and grooving. Too many slumps this season. So grabbed this because it was available now. It's on one of the bookmarks, and because it's on one of the bookmarks, it ends June 30th. So I know that it'll like kick me into gear to like really finish it. And I've heard a lot of really good things about it, and it was short and sweet, so might as well. I'm almost, where did I end off? Like chapter 3.
Did you know this was one of the books in my spring mood picks?
That was another reason I picked it, because I was like, oh, she wanted to read it anyways. Yeah, somewhere in chapter 3. Sorry, I'll stop looking at it. I don't really know what it's about. I'll read the synopsis a little bit. In the spring of 2020, Lara's 3 daughters returned to the family's orchard in northern Michigan. While picking cherries, they begged their mother to tell them the story of Peter Duke, a famous actor with whom she shared both a stage and a romance years earlier at the theater company called Tom Lake. As Laura recalls the past, her daughters examine their own lives and relationships with their mother and are forced to reconsider the world and everything they thought they knew. Tom Lake is a meditation on youthful love, married love, and the lives parents led before their children were born. So yeah, it's just more like Winter Garden, but not sad.
That's kind of how we described it in our video too.
Did we really?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm liking it so far.
All right. Well, those are all of the books that we read in the second quarter of 2026.
Like this video if you read any of these books. Comment down below if you want to read any of these books. And subscribe to come back for our third quarter wrap up.
Bye.